suffering, my banquet is born. All shall drown in my magnificence.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Misery has a delectable taste.
Hey, here's a question for you. I've never understood this. Mew was added into Pokemon after Mewtwo, and that isn't just a Pokedex thing. Like, they physically added Mew into the game after they already had created Mewtwo. Like, they already put Mewtwo into the game and knew Mewtwo was a guy, and then after that they put Mew into the game. How the hell did they do that, and why did they do that? Why did they add Mew to the game after Mewtwo? Were they not planning to add Mewtwo to the game, or were they not planning to add Mew? Why call him Mewtwo? Was that like a name? Like they called the Pokemon Mewtwo, and then they like looked up the translation into English, and they were like, holy shit, his name is Mewtwo? Let's make a Pokemon called Mew then, that'll be funny. Moreover, since the movie came out after the game, how did the movie, in the game, did they expect him to be a genetic experiment? Why did they call him Mewtwo if they didn't know that he was going to be the second Mew? Were they just spitballing? Did they have the plan for Mew, but they originally didn't want to put him in the game? Did they know he was going to be a genetic experiment? Did they know he was gonna be the ultimate psychological doomsday weapon? It feels kinda cheesy to make all the Pokemon and then say, but this one is the strongest. Doesn't it? Like, hey guys, there's 150 Pokemon, but this one is the best. Like, doesn't that feel like cheating?
Let us eat voraciously and overindulge.
No quarter.
That fucking bug, man. I'm longer range than him, so I can do that forever.
First blood.
Dinner.
Carve your name in it.
God, Gangplank is such a shit champion. Oh. But seriously, am I the only one who ever felt like that? Like, yeah, I liked Mewtwo, but I was a little kid. I liked Mewtwo because he was the strongest Pokemon. I also kind of liked the genetic freak storyline where he wanted to create a race of super Pokemon that would wipe out the original Pokemon. That was kind of interesting to me at the time. But I've always been a little bit weird. But I guess I don't understand, why would you make a game all about collecting Pokemon? Why would you make a game all about collecting Pokemon and then make a Pokemon that's better than all the other Pokemon? Doesn't, like, you know, that'd be like, you guys remember that old game Black and White? You guys remember Black and White? Like, what if there was just an animal in the game Black and White that was just better than all the other animals, you know? You'd be like, what? Why? You know? Similarly, it's a game about collecting and training up your best god animal, and then what if we just made an animal that's just better than all the other animals? It'd be weird, wouldn't it? It'd be like if in League of Legends, they made a legend that was just stronger than all the other legends. I mean, they did do that. Jax. which I've always found kind of funny, to be honest.
Won't be the last.
How many times can I bait him into that? How many times? At this point, I'm being embarrassed for both of us, man. Right, but there were other legendary Pokemon too. You're telling me they couldn't make any of the legendary birds as strong as Mewtwo? Mewtwo just has to be the strongest? And what's funnier, and this is true, in every game they actually increase the power of Mewtwo in order to keep him power creeped with the rest of the Pokemon. So I think he's one of the only Pokemon they do that for. Every time they come out with a new legendary, they increase the stats of Mewtwo so he can remain being the strongest Pokemon. Now, obviously, in like a tournament setting, I don't think he's actually the strongest, is he? Is Mewtwo actually the strongest in a tournament setting? I don't think it is anymore, is it?
I will consume all.
But it's funny to me that they continue it, you know? This isn't like a one-time thing. Every time they come up with newer, better Pokemon, they power create Mewtwo so he can remain being, quote, the strongest. Does anybody watch like the competitive Pokemon games? How many times can I bait him into that? How many times? It's embarrassing, man.
More. Revolted.
Fine meal for the sharks.
Never wanes.
Your allies lost his innards.
An enticing culinary prospect.
I suppose it does get our team 150 more gold. So that's cool. How many times? Honest to God now. How many times have I baited him into that shit? Oh shit! I didn't think that would actually kill me. I thought I could bait him up to run to finish me off and then I could shield it with thick skin. Damn. I must have died in the single digits, or I must have died by like 7 health, man.
Your ally has been slain.
Shit. I mean, I like that. I like games where you can't just win with power. I mean, way too many competitive games just trying to do who can hit the hardest, and, you know, not having, like, think about a game like League of Legends. Nobody uses control champions. Nobody plays like Malphite. Nobody tries to win long fights. No, we just play champions that hit the hardest, do the most damage. Nobody tries to play like, I don't even know, nobody tries to play like AP Janna and just, you know, like, or AP, I mean, I guess AP Soraka was there for a bit, but it was mostly because she just was unkillable, you know? Nobody tries to play stuff like Mordekaiser. I mean, the only thing that matters anymore is how much CC can you do, how much damage can you do. Why even put down a barrel if you're not going to guard it, you know? Okay, so apparently I didn't know that that actually took turret aggro.
Your allies decorating the seabed.
Dude, Orianna just kills everybody. The first thing they nerfed on Orianna was their shield. When they were like, what should we nerf on Orianna, they just nerfed her shield. Orianna's shield used to be much more powerful. She did used to be a kite support mage. They jacked up her AP ratios, and they nerfed her shield.
Posing for the slaughter dog.
Even when you have fate, you can still cast a line and hope.
Too good an end for him.
Magnificent.
He's not tilting, he's just playing a bad champion and he can't do anything.
Misery has a delectable taste.
Yeah, Oriana used to have longer range and her shield was more powerful. Then they nerfed her range, nerfed her shield, and jacked up her AP ratios. Yeah, he can eat an orange in my belly. It makes sense, look at it. He's in my belly, he's being digested, he eats an orange, boom, that gets him out.
Nothing escapes hunger.
That's just science. I cannot believe I missed that.
An enticing culinary prospect.
You know, I have to feel like somehow deep down Riot knew Gangplank just wasn't going to be very strong. I have to believe that deep down, somewhere in Riot's heart, they knew he was just not going to be a very powerful champion.
They took a dragon.
I will consume all.
I mean, I played him for like a day and I was able to figure out, this guy just wasn't very powerful. I can't do anything.
I must return to fight. I have a hunger for
Your mate's feeding the fishes.
Damn.
a depth of flavor is what I covet.
Your ally has been slain.
The only real sin is to deny a craving.
Killing spree. You earned your draw there.
I refuse to succumb to culinary degradation.
Okay, I do have teammates, right? I mean, I just get this bizarre feeling like I do have a team. I just don't know where they are.
I am appetite focused.
Hey man, if they do anything to make Teemo better, it'll be better for the whole game.
To yours now.
To covet is to
Your
starve.
ally has been slain.
Savor the misery. Let us eat voraciously and overindulge.
Your mate's feeding the fishes.
Gluttony is impossible.
Your turret's been destroyed. Turret destroyed.
We all go and dies from time to time. I have tastes that aren't easily pacified. Anything of depth is deceitful.
Turret destroyed. Everything's got an end.
Shall blood rise.
Kerplap.
Delectable. Our bargain is due.
Turret destroyed.
I kept him distracted while we took mid anyway.
Everyone ends their river eventually. Every heart has its own hunger. True appetite.
The king slain the dragon. He's lost his innards. To the depths with him.
Mercy has no break.
Your ally has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
Just shoot.
Decorating the seabed. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
A tempered flavor is what I covet. something to nibble on.
As far as the seasons go, Season 1 was a shit season where it was just absolutely broken as fuck AD carries against absolutely broken as fuck tanks against absolutely broken as fuck whatever was popular. AoE Gold Card, Twisted Fate, Innervating Locket, Tiger Udyr, Phoenix Udyr, Garen. Just Season 1 shouldn't even be considered a real competitive season. Season 2 was probably the most balanced of any season. Season 3 was cheese. Just really that's the only way I can describe it. It was just whoever could cheese the hardest. Season 4 was all about damage. Damage. That was all Season 4 was. Please don't bomb me. Why is everybody trying to bomb me this game, man?
Take out that enemy! Shut down! Eyes always turn! Shut down! Fine meal for the sharks! Your ally got a double kill! You put him in their place! Double kill! Haste! That's the last of their crew!
Nothing escapes hunger.
Oh yeah, you guys remember Heart of Gold? Okay.
Oh, that's a kill! Your team's defeated, very natural!
Did they really not see that one coming? Is Victor's a scared little girl. Victor needs his bottle, man. Scared little girl. I mean, if I want to put the seasons, like the balance of each season in order, it'd probably be Season 2 is the most balanced. Probably it would go Season 2, then probably Season 4, then Season 5, then Season 3, then Season 1. I feel like overall Season 3 and Season 1 are just like if the objective was to be balanced, then both of those seasons were like they weren't even failures, they just weren't even attempts. They just weren't even attempts. Season 3 and Season 1 were just like, fuck it. Season 4 and Season 5 are also pretty bad compared to Season 2. The diversity of Season 2 is like the ideal, but Riot seems to hate diversity. That seems to be their hot topic. Back in Season 2, you guys remember top lane? You guys don't remember. In top lane in Season 2, it was like, who do you like to play? It wasn't who is strong, it was who do you like to play? And they did kind of fuck it up right before Worlds. Chase was kind of overpowered. By kind of, I mean he was very, very overpowered. But the end result was he was still not as overpowered. He was never as dominant as Maokai is now, you know? Like, yes, was he ban worthy? Yes. Should he have been banned? Also yes. But he was never as, you know, broken as shit is now. Nowadays, shit gets far more broken. And that's just how it is.
Present for the slaughter. Shut down! Tides always turn! You're a flame
An enticing prospect. I have tastes that aren't easily pacified.
But you have to remember, back in Season 2, top lanes overall were much stronger. It wasn't... Riven has really... In Season 2, was she stronger? Yeah. Was her base damage lower? Yeah. Overall, though, I'd say she was stronger. The thing is, though, is that champions were just overall much stronger top lane in Season 2. All champions were stronger, I guess I should specify. And so Riven being stronger wasn't that big of a deal, you know? You could play Vladimir, you could play Jax, you could play Aurelia, you could play Yorick against her, you could play Udyr against her, you could play Renekton against her. Udyr was a big one. Was she overpowered? Yeah, I mean everybody had their time to shine in Season 2. Yorick had his time to shine, Garen has his time to shine, Darius had his time to shine, Kayle had her time to shine.
True appetite never.
Vladimir had his time to shine.
Creation is born, famished, and starving. Another meal.
Touch your hands bloody. Everything's got an end. Won't be the last fight of all. Go take a sip from the fountain.
Holy fuck! Did he just crit me? All of a sudden I notice all my health is gone. I just look back and I'm like, what happened to my health bar? Yeah, he crit me for 917. Ugh, this game sometimes. Really annoying.
Turret destroyed.
Yeah, part of the problem is they keep making every champion do the same thing, but just better. That's what constantly happens. They have a couple archetypes in the game right now, and they just make every champion do whatever the champion before them did, but better, you know? It's like, oh, Kalista, she's like Twitch, but better. She's like Lucian, but better, you know? It's like... No crits. Wait, what? She doesn't have
Your
crits.
ally has been slain.
Was she expecting to get a crit? I think she's gonna be sorely disappointed if she continues with that strategy. Yeah, and then all the original characters like Aatrox, Jax, those champions, Yorick, they just pushed them out. They're like, oh, they're too different from everybody else. Champions like Heimerdinger, Teemo, and yeah, sure, some of them were really fucking frustrating, but at least it was different. I don't know. I feel like every AD carry, I play against every AD carry the same now. I play against every mage the same now. You guys remember back when they were power creeping range? Remember that was a big thing? They kept releasing longer and longer range champions. They released Brand, then they released Lux, then they released Xerath. It was like back to back too, like all 3 mages. It was like Lux. It was like Brand into Lux into Xerath. That was funny. Eventually, I'm like, what the fuck? How are you gonna just keep making them longer and longer range? I don't get it. Surely there's a point of diminishing returns here.
Let us eat voraciously and overindulge.
The king slain the dragon!
New tastes.
An enemy has been slain!
Misery has a delectable taste.
That's because Nasus was always really frustrating and really overpowered. You have to remember, low ELO has always been dumb in this game. They've always been dumb. They've never known what's good, and they've always been pretty damn stupid. And remember, back in the day, low ELO used to play all early game champions. All early game champions. It was all AoEers and early game champions. Things like Master Yi, Nasus, that didn't used to be a big deal at low ELO. It was all like Garen, Amumu, I don't know, shit like that. And then one day, it was like everybody at low ELO woke up and they were like, why don't we just play late game champions? We're all really bad at ending the game. Why don't we just all play late game champions? And okay, yes, a large part of it was due to the anti-snowballing mechanics added to the game. They added a lot of anti-snowballing mechanics to the game. And then I think Nasus was the first time low ELO like all got up at once and we're like, guys, hold up here, hold up. Let's just all play late game champions. And then low ELO started to play Nasus all the time. It was like literally they had 2 champions, Nasus and Nasus's brother, Susan.